What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we got some awesome news heading into the month of August of 2022. You know, the best month of the year, of course, as you guys know, but we got some pretty cool stuff here. We got obviously the Rayleigh's Bazaar, which is not the main focus of this video, but I just wanted to bring it to you guys' attention because there are going to be some the previous summer characters, the previous free-to-play summer characters are going to be able to be purchased from this event. And we got Flampe, Smoothie, Nami, Robin, Vivi. These characters you can purchase. Some of them actually received limit breaks recently, and you can go ahead and purchase the copies to rainbow them out if you guys are into that kind of thing. And you know, you got all the pretty typical stuff as well. So just wanted to bring that, guys, to your attention, just in case you didn't know that. But the main thing here is the medal exchange. Now, this is a pretty big update because I think this might be the best medal exchange for the special time characters that they've brought for this month of August. So it mentions on that second paragraph there, special characters and world journey characters are available for 100 medals. So this gets me pretty excited because world journey characters rarely ever return, and some of them are incredibly powerful. We'll go through them in this video today, but it's going to be pretty awesome because you can get your hands on some of these limited characters that rarely ever will arrive back. So hopefully they continue to do this because this is a really good use of the SUGO medals. And then of course there are the SUGO Fest exclusives. So we're not going to go from the top, we're going to go start at the bottom, and these are the characters that are available for 100 medals. So let's start from the very bottom. We have the world journey characters. You can purchase these as many times as you want. The first character we have is Roronoa Zoro, and this character, he's okay. He's a Dex shooter driven, and he says if the enemy has a barrier, changes all slots including block into matching, and then reduces barrier by 1. If there's no barrier, then he changes only adjacent slots into matching. So he's a little bit, you know, a little bit niche because it is requiring the enemy to have the ability of a barrier. But if you do have that, you just get a full board of slots, which is pretty awesome. And I mean, the sprite looks cool too. I think I actually have Zoro. I think I have the Luffy too. The only character out of these that I don't have actually is the Nami, which I think is the best one. So let's go ahead and talk about this Nami character. Artwork looks great, by the way. And remember, these are just the unevolved copies. These characters will evolve. So this character reduces paralysis and special bind by 3 turns, and if the HP is 80% or above, changes the crew's colored slots or type slots into matching. So that's a really good special. You know, in today's day and age, this special probably won't see too much play, but I remember there were a couple of situations back in the day where this character was just super good, just get, you know, orb change and pretty decent utility. I can't remember the potential abilities that this character receives, but of course, you know, it's a Nami character. She looks really cool. And then we've also got Monkey D. Luffy, who is a quick fighter-free spirit, reduces Rainbow Shield and Threshold by 3 turns, and if the captain is a fighter class character, changes the crew's slots including block into matching. So again, pretty good effect. If you have a fighter captain, you get a full board of slots and a little bit of utility. Of course, these characters are very old. These are the first world journey characters to arrive, and due to that, their utility obviously isn't as good as what we really would hope it to be. Definitely some of the later characters like Crocodile, Mihawk, Boa, the Koala, and the Sabo character, like those world journey characters are phenomenal. But I would say for these world journey characters, they only cost 100 medals. If you have the applicable medals, I think it's a pretty decent opportunity to just pick them up. Remember that this is going to be going until the end of August, so you have plenty of time to pick up these characters, so don't stress about picking them up straight away. You know, you can wait until the end of August right before they leave to see what next month's, you know, array is going to have. But out of the world journey units, these characters are kind of mid. They don't have a lot of really good effects. You're going to see a lot of play. But then right above that, we actually have more of the summertime characters. We've got the Carrot character, which a lot of these characters received all their limit breaks recently. Carrot's probably one of the worst ones. Her ability is pretty bad. But, you know, these characters, you know, like Khalifa, Sugar, Vivi, they all received very good limit breaks. I think Sugar's a pretty good call. I think Khalifa probably is the best one because she does reduce special bind. And previous to this, without her limit break, she actually didn't remove special bind by herself. But with limit break, they have the crewmate ability that actually removes it, so getting rid of paralysis and special bind, and then also makes certain slots beneficial. It's a pretty good special ability. You've obviously got Vivi as well, who can do special reverse, which is pretty good. Also getting rid of 5 turns of chain lock. It does change block slots, which is pretty nice too, so Vivi's a pretty decent pick. And then you got the Shirahoshi. So I believe last month we had the Rebecca. This Shirahoshi was kind of in the same vein as that Rebecca. So she reduces Rainbow Shield by 4, chain reduction by 4, changes unfavorable slots to matching and gives you a 0.65 chain boost. It's not a very good special ability, But again, these are limited time characters that are rarely ever going to see basically the ability to be pulled on SUGO Fests. You've also got VV as well. This VV is okay, reducing cooldown by 2, paralysis by 3, and 60% damage reduction. Does resist special reverse by 3, so you can use her in those type of situations to, get around the special reverse mechanics. So not a bad pickup if you're into that kind of thing. And then we've got this Perona, who is also a really old character. This character has the ability to remove special bind as well, by 2 turns only, and does do defense reduction and damage reduction. So this character, again, like pretty old stuff. And then the Marco and Ace, not a lot of people have these units. These came out on like one banner. I can't even remember. Like, it was a really long time ago. I don't think I have either of these characters, so I'll probably do my due diligence to pick them up just to have them as like, just collector pieces. But, these characters don't really have amazing abilities. But if you're into that kind of thing, if you're into the collector side of things, they're definitely okay. I think in terms of characters that are actually good, I think Khalifa and Sugar and maybe the top int VV are probably the best ones to get. And I think Nami from the World Journey is also pretty good. But if you're into just the collection purposes, then it's really up to you what you want to do. So let's talk about the SUGO Fest exclusives coming this month. So we have 2 SUGO Fest exclusives at 150 medals. Now remember, these characters at the moment do not have level limit breaks, and if you do not have them, then you may want to invest for future releases for their level limit break. But we've got V1 Fujitora, which is kind of, interesting to think that they decided to give the buffs to V2 Fujitora before V1. It is a little bit bizarre. But this character with the super evolution, he is really focused on the driven class, and he has a lot of really cool mechanics. But even with level limit break, he's going to stay mono-driven, pretty much. We can confirm that, considering some of the old characters that have received buffs at the moment. I can't really see a character that is only buffing driven when we already have like Superclass Doflamingo and other really powerful driven characters. I don't really think this guy is going to see a lot of play. I don't think I would invest in a character such as that. Though, this character is going to get good with level limit break. I can't personally see this character being used a lot though. But then we've got Gabe. Now Gabe is a very interesting one because currently he has a very good utility special, getting rid of special bind, and he's a chain locker. I can't remember exactly what else he does, but he's got a very good 6+. His captain ability is, again, a little bit hit or miss, but I think that character has a lot of potential for a level limit break and could be extremely powerful, but it really comes down to when that's going to happen and what kind of buffs he's going to receive. So I can't really advise you guys to pick up these characters because we don't really know what their buffs are going to be at this current point in time. And we know that, SUGO medals are not growing on trees. It does, it takes a long time to accumulate these medals. So I can't really suggest you guys to pick up these characters because they don't see that much play right now, and it's really just banking on they get good level limit breaks in the future. So for that reason, I would say probably not worth the investment if you don't have a lot of medals to spend. That's what I would say. So we've got a pretty interesting array for the 250 medals. So remember, you can only purchase 2 of these characters, but you've got Nami and Robin, and also Mihawk and Perona. So we'll talk about Nami Robin first. This character, both of these characters don't have level limit breaks, but Nami Robin are kind of interesting. They do a health cut, 2.5 orb boost to Dex and Int, and they reduce paralysis by 10. Like, that's just a really good special ability, and they have a very unique switch ability where the stocks the crew's slots and changes all slots into empty. So essentially, if you get a full board or whatever whatever slots you have, when you activate their switch ability, all of the slots that you currently had on each character are stored on this character's switch effect, and essentially, whenever you activate the switch effect again, the slots that you had stored just get transferred straight to your crew. I believe this goes through essentially everything. Though I don't think we've tested this with super block slots. I think it actually does store super block slots, so this might be one of like the only ways you can technically get around it. I don't think it goes through the slot barrier effect, so if you have slots in slot barriers, I don't think this will go through that. But this is just kind of an interesting ability in and of itself. This is the only character in the game that can do that kind of ability. But unfortunately, a big problem with this unit is that it's a Nami and a Robin character. We have a lot of good Nami and Robins, and you can't use this character with Luffy and the Straw Hats, for example. though this character does have really good support, so you can attach to them, which is good. They are a damage dealing special, which is again very, very nice. They've got good classes too, so Nami and Robin are a pretty decent pickup, but they just don't see a lot of play. But the other one here is very interesting with Mihawk and Perona. I think this is going to help out many guys out there. And when I say many guys, I mean everybody out there. I mean all players, not just guys. But I think Mihawk and Perona are a very good pickup, and the reason why I say that is because of the Grand Voyage versus the local sea monster. This is one of the most essential characters for that team, providing a conditional boost, and also obviously having the Psi typing. Psi Cerebral works perfectly. And having this character at max level limit break is going to increase the chances of you clearing that by a lot. And also having the limit break expansion on the character will also help a lot. So if you are looking to clear the Grand Voyage versus the local sea monster and you're only just a little bit short of damage, having this release now I think is good, though, you know, there might be players out there that already have this character completely maxed out and they're looking for the other characters like your Cat Vipers or your Rayleighs or your V1 or Shanks Crew characters. So it is what it is, but I think this is good for people that are still looking to clear the local sea monster. And then at the very top of the tree, we've got the 400 medal characters, and it's kind of interesting that Dofi's there. We just talked about him a little bit earlier, but having Summer Boa Hancock, this character really doesn't see a lot of play. If you're building a mono side team, you're probably not using Boa Hancock as your captain. Saying that though, Boa Hancock still to this day has one of the best super type specials in the game, giving you a full board of Psi slots and a 2.5 attack boost to Psi characters. It is phenomenal, and I think it goes through block slots as well. Like, it's so good. But her special ability, you know, it does the mirror effect. It does do, you know, -2 cooldown, which is pretty awesome to have actually. -2 cooldown, mirror effect, healing capabilities. But then the captain ability, you know, it's a 4 times attack, but it scales up depending on how much you healed in the previous turn. You know, obviously increasing recovery slots and stuff. Obviously focused on healing, recovery, stuff like that. Unfortunately, this character is just doesn't really see a lot of play. This character's good though. I think this character can still perform a lot of really cool stuff, but unfortunately it's just not a very top tier character in my opinion. But then, whoo, baby, they have an absolute doozy right here. If you do not have Ace and Akainu, you have to spend 400 medals to pick them up. Now, it is probably a very fair idea to wait until the end of the month so you can use your medals, because you never know, you might pull them during the month. But this is, without doubt, the best character to purchase this entire month. If you can only buy one character, this is the character that you should purchase if you don't have them maxed. Or at least if you don't have the character at all, really. This character is nutty, dude. I mean, you've got Ace focusing on Shooter and Free Spirit. We've talked about how good he is, but I mean, it's specifically Akainu. Akainu is hardcore carrying this unit altogether. Till today's day and age, this character is still great. Yeah, he's a 5x captain, boosting quick slots, lots of HP, but anytime you're dealt damage, anytime you're hit by the enemy, inflict the ignited status on them, and then you've got his versus effect to give you a conditional boost against that. He's one of the best characters in Pirate Rumble. If you're building a quick team, you want to have this guy. If you're building a strength team, you want to have this Ace. This unit is so good in so many capacities. If you don't have Ace Akainu, definitely purchase them, definitely worth it. But then we've got the 2 first introductory superclass characters. We've got Doflamingo first, and this is probably the premier mono-driven captain you would want to be running. Very good captain ability, lots of matching slots, getting rid of special bind is fantastic, and then a special ability that can do lots of really cool things and makes, you know, running the double friend captain Dofi a little bit less redundant, because when you activate the special, you get a full board of slots, attack and all boosting effect. But if you activate it, if you've already got an attack and all boost and you launch the special, he has a secondary effect of base attack boost and a huge chain boost. So by activating the 2 Dofis in the same turn, you get substantial buffs. He's got his superclass special doing damage and minus cooldown as well. This character is fantastic. If you're building mono driven, this is one of the best captains to be using on a team like that. Very good in treasure map as well, because he's one of those captains that you can use to speed farm with his superclass special, clearing the first 2 stages. He gets rid of special bind as a captain, which is kind of nice on some of those mini bosses that you have to deal with special bind. So yeah, I think Dofi's a pretty fair pickup if you still don't have him. And then you've got Katakuri, and I think Katakuri, he's a little underwhelming when you really compare him to some of the other characters we talked about here. He's focused on the Powerhouse class, and that's a big problem because Powerhouse already have so many good captains. And I mean, if you've got the Hybrid Kaido that debuted during the 8th anniversary, he is definitely the character you'd be using as a captain in that instance. Even though he's more focused on the Striker class, he's still a Powerhouse captain at the end of the day. Katakuri is interesting though. He's again, it makes, running the double captains less redundant in a lot of ways because he's like an attack booster, but if you've already got an attack boost, you can get an orb boosting effect. He's pretty cool actually. I do like this Katakuri as a character, but it's unfortunate that his captain ability, special ability, super class effect, there's no real good utility here. Like Doflamingo can get rid of special bind, which I think is just way more useful, whereas his character's like heal 50% of the damage you received in the previous turn, which is okay, but I think removing gimmicks is definitely way more valuable than providing a little bit of healing. So, unfortunately, I think Katakuri is definitely not the wave here. As I said, if you have 400 medals to spend and you don't have Ace Akainu, that is definitely the character that you should be picking up. This character, even to today's standards, he's still fantastic. And with all that, that is the rundown of all of the characters that you can purchase throughout the month of August in the SUGO Medal Exchange. There's some really good pickups in the 100 medal exchange for the special characters. I think the 150 medal characters are a bit of a sham right now, but of course we don't know what their upgrades are going to be. Mihawk Perona, very good for those that want local sea monster. Nami Robin's okay, and then you've got the 400 medal characters and some pretty good characters at that. But with all that being said, that is going to wrap up this video today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you guys enjoyed it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.